Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I love it. I'm so excited to be here. I would love to know in the chat box where you guys are in the business as far as are you new or how long have you been doing it? I would love to know. And then your biggest struggle right now too. The biggest things I want to dive into tonight, obviously I want to be an open resource for you guys to ask questions. I love doing Q&A, give you guys support, feedback. My favorite things to coach on and the thing that I think is going to be the most powerful for you is niche training. So having a really clear niche, even in network marketing, and also making sure your Instagram bio is really clear, it's really sellable. So when people land on it, it's something that they want to follow, and you're someone that they want to follow and engage with, and then ultimately buy Isagenix or join your team. So my biggest thing is helping wellness professionals to hone in on what is it you do as a wellness brand, because honestly, the way I see it is you ladies are a brand, you're a wellness lifestyle brand, you just happen to be partnered with a product versus, oh, I'm just a product sales rep. Completely a different mindset. You treat them completely differently. And so my goal is to really reinforce that tonight and to help you guys kind of hone in on, okay, what is that you teach as far as Isagenix, right? It's not just, oh, I sell this product that can help anyone and everyone. It's a specialty, it's a niche, it's a being the expert at one thing, right? If this is fat loss for moms, if this is gut health, if this is keto, if this is, I mean, gosh, there's so many niches. If this is helping burnt out moms to find their energy again, right? There's so many different niches in the wellness industry. And the best way to stand out right now in the wellness industry is to have a niche, is to have a focus and to be the best at one thing before you're trying to teach everyone and their grandma and their sister's grandma's lizard how to be healthy, when that just doesn't stick with anyone, right? And you guys will even notice on Instagram, how many of you guys are noticing that when you scroll, it's like everybody and their grandma does want to be a wellness coach right now. It's so oversaturated, right? And so my goal as a business coach is to really help you guys figure out what is it that you do, so when people are scrolling, they want to actually stay on your page. So I would love to know your challenges. Oh, okay, you guys put them in 15 years. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Biggest challenge, niching down and being more transparent. Using the product for 2 years. Darcy, building consultants. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. I've been doing Isagenix for 4 years. I also do online personal training. Nutrition growth is pretty steady. Awesome. So in Isagenix, how many of you guys right now have a niche in health and wellness? How many of you guys have somewhat of a focus or an expertise or maybe a story, an experience that you had that you now match to a solution? Now, I call that marrying your story to a solution. So this could be something like maybe you had a thyroid issue and now you help women with their thyroid issues. Maybe this is, like I said, you're a stay-at-home mom who's burnt out or was burnt out, and now you have this energy and this time. And you gals are dealing with two different things here, right? You have the nutrition wellness side, and then you have the financial freedom side of the business. And there are two different niches going on here. So I do suggest you find one that you lead with, and then you have one that's more of the secondary focus. So for some of you, maybe it's the business side. You're like, listen, Isagenix is what changed my finances. And so I lead with more aspect of it. Again, you can do both, but it's having that nice flow to your brand. So I would love to know in the chat box, what is your niche? And if you don't know what it is, go ahead and share your story. Why are you even in this business? 9 out of 10, you joined because of the financial freedom, or you joined because your health and wellness really needed it. I assume, right? I don't think people just join just because it, for shits and giggles, just because it'd be fun to join, right? It's hard work. It's hard work what you guys are doing. So I would love to know, what is that story? What is the thing that has happened to you? It doesn't have to be you lost 100 pounds. It doesn't have to be that you make $1 million now. It doesn't have to be anything crazy like that. It could simply be that you make an extra $100 a week and now you teach other women who also stay at home with their kids how to do the same. It can be that you've toned up a bit. You have more energy now. You're not as bloated, right? This doesn't have to be this insane thing, but you do have to have a story. Because at the end of the day, and you guys can tattoo this on your butt cheek or put this on your mirror, people buy stories, they don't buy products. People buy stories, they don't buy products. So at the end of the day, the reason why someone's buying the product from you is they love your story and they love you. And that's why having access to now, gosh, I mean, that's why it's so incredible that we have IG stories, YouTube, podcasts, Facebook Live, Instagram. You have all these awesome platforms now for people to fall in love with you, because 99.9% of the time they're buying the product because they like you, not because they like the product first. Whether that's the way we like it or not, that's the way it is, right? If you guys are all selling the exact same thing, why am I picking one of you to buy it from? It's because I relate to your story. and I'm buying a story. Any brand you can think of right now, Lululemon, Nike, any of these brands, you guys, how many of you own a pair of Lululemon pants? If you do, which I own about 75 of them, I don't even want to do the math. Each of them are about 120 bucks. I don't want to know how much I've spent on Lululemon yoga pants, okay? I don't want to know. But it's insane, and I'm able to admit, even as a marketer myself, that I bought into a story. I bought into the story of Lululemon. Their brand story is so strong that I'm willing to pay $120 for those yoga pants when I can go to Target and probably get a similar quality for 60 to 70 bucks or even less at Target, right? But I bought into the story of women empowerment and these make your butt look great and you're going to be a yoga expert all of a sudden. And so Lululemon has a story to it. You're buying the brand story. Starbucks, this is probably one of the best examples. Starbucks coffee sucks, guys. It's one of the worst coffee beans for you. I'm just laying it out there. You girls might hate me. You coffee snobs are going to be like, oh no. It's the worst quality bean. It's highly toxic. It's mass produced. I mean, it's one of the largest coffee suppliers in the world, right? What do you expect? But every single time someone goes through that drive-through, they're making millions and millions of dollars because that woman or that man bought into the story that Starbucks is trendy and it's cool and you're going to be hip and you want to IG story the Starbucks and your friends are going to be there. It's the cool place to be in your neighborhood. It's a story. You're not buying the coffee beans, because if you were, you'd probably go buy some other coffee beans that are way better and not as even expensive, right? So again, you're buying into stories, just to give you an example. So what does this have to do with you guys? It's the same thing. A woman is trusting you as a wellness or a lifestyle expert, and you happen to be partnered with this product line, which is Isagenix, and they're trusting you first before they're willing to try out the products or join your team. So this is why it's so important that our first step is figuring out, what is your brand story? What is it about you that makes you a little bit different? Or what is it about you that would attract someone to you or have someone relate to you when they're thinking of joining this company or purchasing the products? Cody says, 6 years ago, I left corporate America, living in my car in San Diego. Not a bad place to live in your car. I'm here right now. I live here. Not a bad place to live in your car. Living on bread, waiting for the vision from God. I went to an Isagenix event. My life transformed. Isagenix saved my life, allowing me to realize my potential. I love this. I love this. Super powerful, Cody. I love this. So your story in this, or your pain point, is really finding this sense of this sense of freedom, in a sense, right? Let's see. Megan says, yeah, I'll go over that. Megan says, my story is overcoming my depression. Oh shoot, should we mute Jackie's phone? Oops. Oh, yay, thanks. My story is overcoming my depression and weight gain from my car accident in 2016. I've lost weight and have evolved mentally. I want to help others who are struggling mentally or physically because Isagenix has changed my life. I love that, Megan. That's amazing. That's your brand story. That's one of your brand stories. And your brand has macro stories and micro stories. Your brand macro stories are the ones that you guys are commenting right now. These are the big, big stories. There's 3 to 4 of them usually in our lives. They are the moments that changed our life forever. They are the moments that you regurgitate over and over in your brand, and you remind your audience, like, hey, I'm the person who lived in my car in San Diego. Hey, I'm the person who overcame depression and weight gain from a car accident. And now look here, look how I'm doing now, or look how far I've come. Those are the major macro stories of a brand. And then your micro stories are the daily stories that you guys are sharing with your audience. This could be something funny that happened with your kids or your husband or your wife. And this could just be the little daily stories that happen, or the weekly stories that you incorporate into your brand. And that's more of the storytelling aspect of using social to sell your product, right? And what I'm really trying to pull out tonight, obviously, is more of these macro ones. So what else are your macro stories? Let's see. Eric said, looking for financial freedom. I'm a high school administrator. Joined for product and digestive issues. Yeah, I love that. Digestive issues and gut issues. That's a great niche in itself. What else? Let's see. Let's hear everybody's. Rochelle says, I own a lifestyle spa. Is the wellness from within. The spa addresses all the outer expression of wellness. I love this. I love this. Who else? Let's hear. There's a few more. Let's hear these brand stories. And these are, how many of you have actually shared this story yet on social? How many of you are nervous to, or you have? Give me the lowdown on where you are as far as sharing your story. I would love to know. Well, this is good. Tell me. And how many of you guys kind of want help crafting that too? And I know it's something that can be scary at first. I know for some people it feels a little weird to be sharing some of that, right? Or finding the best way to share it in order to really create that connection with the audience. Was a massage therapist, which I loved for 15 years. Saw and found a way to impact and touch more lives. Love that. That's so relatable. Yeah, Robert, that's so relatable. And it's so, it's something that another massage therapist or someone at their 9 to 5 can relate to. And your passion to now impact more people. What else? Get specific, guys. Tell me if it's something that a specific health pain point, maybe it's a specific financial pain point. Is it mostly leaving your 9 to 5? Was it energy, weight loss, muscle gain? Like what digestive issues? What was the biggest pain point for you? Oh, nice. LinkedIn. Yeah, it's so funny. That's like the one social platform I don't use yet, but I have a lot of clients and people that I coach that use it. Try to rotate mine every few weeks. Yes, yes, yes. Who else? Tell me your stories, guys. Tell me. Rochelle, Isagenix took away my aches and pains. I am more productive and less stressed. I love this. Game changer. So Rochelle, have you shared this in your posts yet? Have you shared this on social? How many of you have actually shared your story now on social? I would love to know. I would love to know. I've shared, have you guys done it on a consistent basis, or is this like a one-time thing? I would love to know. And then let me know too, what's your biggest pain point right now? I want to answer that for you guys to kind of get a pulse of where you guys are at with sharing all of this. Challenges attraction marketing. Most of all results have been people reaching out to me versus prospects versus them finding me. Awesome. What else, guys? Tell me. How long have all of you guys been in the business too? I know some of you said, but.
Yeah, a lot of them have been on for a while. So they might be doing a lot more on social media. You guys, while you have her on here, though, ask any questions. So, like, she's an open book, so feel free to ask any questions that are, like, really speaking to you. I know.
Yeah, maybe a social or niche, if you guys want feedback on niche, too. Yeah, it sounds like story, though. A lot of you are in that place now where you almost don't know what it is, but you kind of know what it is, and crafting that. I've been doing this for 1 year. How do you find inspiration? I have struggling to find things to write about consistently. Jennifer, tell me, you're on Eric's iPad. What are you now sharing currently? Or what does that look like now for you on your social? And you can unmute yourself too if you want.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yay! So I'll turn this on.
Yay! So filming in.
So I've shared my story once or twice. I'm just finding it hard to find things to write about on a daily basis that I think people will think are interesting. Not that I don't think I'm not interesting, I guess, because I work a lot as a high school administrator. I have 2 kids and 2 step kids, and I'm just finding the time. Obviously, I have found time, but when I do have time, like I find like I have writer's block or something.
Absolutely. Well, let's extract some of the aspects of you, right? And I think all humans think that they're boring. Let's be honest. I think all of us do. I don't think humans who you think are interesting would say like, I'm so interesting. I can't wait to share my story. So I think we all have this limiting belief that we aren't interesting enough. And you'd be surprised, me even hearing, wow, you have 2 kids. I'm not a mom yet. What is that like? How do you stay healthy? I think if we're in our own heads, right? And we're in our own life. So we never give ourselves credit for what we're actually going through. So one, you're a mom. What is your biggest pain point for joining the company? You joined a year ago. Was it more of the wellness side? Was it more of financial freedom for the family? What was the biggest driver for you?
Well, I joined 2 years ago, but I think 1 year is when I started like trying to do the business side. I started because of my friend Darcy, who was on this call before. I don't know if she still is. But I was looking to get back into, swimmer shape. I was an athlete, and I had gained about 60 pounds. I had back surgery, and I just needed something because I couldn't exercise after I had my surgery. And so I ended up like losing about 55 pounds of the weight I gained, and haven't stopped. And so then just looking to do the business side of it is where I am now.
So your biggest passion is the business side.
I mean, now I think that like, cause I'm at a point where I'm healthier and things like that. But yeah, I would definitely like to, my job right now is very time consuming and stressful, and I would love to spend more time with my kids.
Absolutely. Where do you feel like, and this is an exercise for all of you guys on pulling out, I call it this, pulling out your expert and figuring out what is it that you really want to teach, right? So we can make your page this educational page, or we can provide value on it. We can have some sort of value attached to the page. So now when you share, are you just sharing lifestyle stuff, or what does that look like now when you share? Are you sharing wellness tips? Tips about how the residual income has helped you, or where are you sharing now?
No, none of the above, probably. I mean, I've shared like my story. I've shared just, different things that are coming up, like different promotional shakes, things like that. I don't feel comfortable sharing about the income part yet because I'm not really at all there. And I mean, I think I've just kind of started more seriously in the past couple of weeks trying to do that. So I guess I'm just more inconsistent and looking for like that niche,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, these are called the brand pillars. So I like to usually start with 3 of them. You guys can each have them, and they're the subtopics that you rotate in your brand. And this could be, let's say your 3 big things are being a mom and being really busy. Maybe you have an expertise or a passion in a specific type of nutrition, or you have a system that you use, and then you could pick one more. So this is another like lifestyle factor, or this is a pillar. It's a pillar about more like the business side, or it could be the wellness side. So let's try to extract your brand pillars and figure out what this could be. Because I think with you being so busy, it would be nice to have 3 things that you could rotate and you could keep coming back to, so you feel confident in your posting. Would that feel good?
Yeah.
So what do you think they are? I mean, obviously you have motherhood, which is great, but you can tie it into motherhood. Are your kids super healthy? Like, are you feeding your children healthy food, or what's kind of the stance?
Yeah. So all my kids I have 2 kids, like I said, and 2 stepkids, and we have about 6 sports going on right now in my house.
Oh, wow.
So just keeping that schedule and them fed and healthy is super important. So, yeah. I mean, I think that's something that's big and maybe relatable for people that have active kids.
Do you think you can give tips around this? Everything from packing healthy lunches to grocery shopping, what you look for on labels, little life hacks or little wellness hacks that you could share with other moms who are following you?
Probably.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys will notice what I'm trying to do is, I think a big issue in social right now is a lot of people are doing what's called almost like this, like, look at me content versus learn from me. And they're just showing the inspirational content versus really plugging into, hey, I'm a valuable source. I'm a source of education for you. And it doesn't have to be rocket science. This could literally be you showing on IG stories or a post of, hey guys, look how I did 10 minutes of meal prep for my kids, and it's all dairy free or it's all sugar free. Let me show you how I did it. Let me show you how I organized it in the containers. Something basic like that, that when someone follows you, you created this brand association of a valuable nugget in their head, right? Of, oh, wow, that's so crazy. That's cool that she taught me that. Now I can go on and do that and apply that to my day. So it's something they would want to screenshot. It makes it shareable content. So I think with motherhood, I think tying it into something like, okay, what about motherhood can you teach on? Is it the healthy kids, healthy eating for the family, family approved recipes? That's really great, shareable, valuable content on Instagram. Let's find a second one and a third one. Okay. So a second passion of yours or something that you feel like you want to teach people on this page or other moms.
I mean, I think like just myself, like getting healthy for my kids, super important. Like since I've started Isogenics, I've definitely improved. I mean, I exercised before, but like I said, with my back surgery and stuff like But running is a huge passion of mine.
Okay.
And I feel like
fitness.
I was an athlete before, and so I feel like that's something that I could speak about.
Okay, so past athlete. So fitness is a huge part of your life right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then is there a way for you, because I'm trying to this whole time, you guys think of you as this brand, you have these sub niches to your brand, and then how can we have touch points where we're incorporating Isagenix in? So motherhood with healthy kids, you're showing recipes. Awesome. Part of one of the recipes is you're showing the shake, obviously. Okay, fitness, past athlete. Maybe you're showing your workout routines. You're giving fitness and fat loss tips for moms. How can they do these workouts from home in their living room? Awesome. Post-workout, what do they need? Oh, they need a shake, right? You're incorporating the product line into your content. So it seems organic, and it's not just like, hey guys, swipe up, buy this, swipe up, buy this. It's actually giving them content and creating a story. And then they're more likely to buy the protein shake. And humans are way more likely to buy a product if you say to them, hey, and here's this is literally my CBD. They're way more likely to buy it if I'm like, hey guys, I'm taking this before I go to bed tonight. I take this every single night for my anxiety. It's so great. I wake up feeling refreshed, versus me just posting a picture of it, obviously, right? There has to be a story around the physical product. So this is great for all of you guys listening. I'm trying to find the story around Isagenix. So you're not just selling Isagenix, you're selling the story. So this is great. I think you have motherhood with healthy kids. 2, you have fitness as a past athlete and any tips around fitness and being healthy. This could even be at-home workouts if you're still speaking to the mom. And then 3, do you have anything else you can think of? We could start with 2, but.
I mean, I don't know if this would be something, but I think that there are millions of teachers in the world, and that's a really busy job. So I feel like this is something, I mean, one of the things I like about this is how, at a busy job, it's super easy. Yeah. And I don't think about it. And it's something that, I know is great every single day, and I don't have to worry about packing my lunch or things like that. So, I mean, I think that that's something I can also speak about, because I know what it's like to work in a school and all day long going on your feet.
Yeah, and there are hundreds of thousands of teachers out there. It's a great niche. There are teacher Facebook groups, healthy nurses, healthy teachers. There's all these subgroups of women who are teachers, nurses. I mean, that's a very popular thing. So I think that's great, because there's a pain point in that only a teacher would understand, because your schedules are crazy. You don't have a lot of time to eat during the day, and it's crazy. So knowing that you have a little bit of a hectic schedule, I think that can apply to then other teachers. Yeah, honestly, I would rotate these for a while. I would tell yourself, if you want to be that structured with it, and say, okay, a tip about healthy eating for kids. And then we've got a tip on fitness. And then we've got a tip on how teachers can stay healthy. And you're asking yourself, with each of these pieces of content, can I infuse the brand into this? Can I somehow bring Isagenix into this story that I'm posting about? Instead of just posting, guys, this protein shake's yummy, swipe up. Instead, you're like, hey guys, here's my fitness tip for the day. Here's the workout I did. And just so you know, it's so important to have protein after you work out. This is what I use, and here's why. And here's the benefit of carbohydrates in it. And so you're just tying a story around with it. And I think moms, honestly, if the biggest pain point for moms is usually energy and time. After coaching hundreds of, I don't know, thousands of them now, energy and time. Or of those, you can find that angle with Isagenix. Like, hey guys, this gives you more energy and more time. They're just like, oh my gosh, I'll take it. I'll give you $1 million. So I think this is great. And then another thing I wanted to teach you guys that could be applicable is there's 3 types of expert. I put this in the chat box. This is something to keep in mind if you're feeling lost on content creation and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I post on Instagram this week? What do I say to everyone? There are 3 types of experts. So we have research, role model, and we have results. So, oh shoot. Did I mute her? I don't know if I can even though. Yeah, they already probably can. Oh shoot. So research, role model, and results. This is really, really helpful. And I still do this today in my brand. If you guys creep on me on IG, you'll see that I rotate these. I do it now subconsciously, but in the beginning, it was a little bit more organized. It wasn't as organic. So research is usually what most people start at. And that is when you are the middleman. So you're treating your account as if you are the middleman who's out getting research from articles, podcasts, books. And you're basically saying, hey, I don't know it all, but I'm a health and wellness enthusiast. And here are the things that I have found. And so you're sharing these resources with them. So that could be really fun for you guys. Maybe you guys show research on gut health if your niche is gut health. Maybe you show research on different types of recipes, and you can share with them different podcasts that have addressed certain topics. So you're not necessarily the person creating the information, but you're sharing other people's information. Number 2 is results. That's testimonials. You guys know this is so, so important. This is videos of people saying they loved your product. This is videos of people saying they tried it out and it was great. This could be screenshots of texts or DMs of people saying, oh my gosh, this is incredible. I've loved working with you so far. Start collecting those. Even if it's been 3 people so far in the last year, you guys start collecting those, because those are money. No one sells your product better than other people. I let other people sell my stuff for me. And anytime I get one, screenshot it, put it into a folder on my phone, or I save the video into my Dropbox, and I call it love notes, or I call it motivation to keep going. And it's just a folder that I have to basically re-upload onto social, because you cannot always be the person selling your product. Remember this, guys, you cannot always be the person selling your product. Yes, there is something powerful about you guys saying, this is amazing, you got to try this, swipe up, it's great. You're infusing story around it, but nothing's more powerful than another woman coming on, or you sharing her video or her screenshot of saying, oh my gosh, this works. This works, I lost weight, or I feel better, this works. And I know that for myself. How many of you guys are like this? Let me know in the chat box. I usually don't buy something unless I've read the reviews and I see that other people like it. So keeping that in mind, it's so important to start collecting those testimonials. If you guys have worked with someone and they said that they liked the experience with you, do not be afraid to reach out and say, hey, would you be open to a 30-second video about how Isagenix has changed your life or your business? Would you be open real quick to sending me a text about this or a DM about this? I voice note people back all the time in the DM, and I'll say that, hey, what did you like about it? Or hey, would you be open to doing a quick 20-second video? Sometimes I'll just do it, and sometimes I'll ask. And 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, they're happy to if they liked the product or the service. So reaching out to past people, that could be maybe your homework this week, reaching out to them and saying, hey, I'm looking to share more success stories. Would you be open to sharing it with me? Super easy, 30 to 60 seconds. And then you guys can use that to share in your IG stories or in your posts and say, Karen lost blah, blah, blah weight, or Karen looks amazing, she feels great. So 1, research. Number 2 is results or testimonials that I just mentioned. And number 3 is role model. This is really the expert. This is really when you walk your talk, right? This is really when people are buying from you because you're so fit and you look so healthy and you look so happy and so energized and so vibrant, and you are their role model in a sense. And so rotating these 3 in your content of showing credible educational information as a research expert, showing results and testimonials, and then 3, really being the role model for them. You guys are selling a lifestyle. You're selling being healthy. You're selling feeling happy. So showing that obviously on your page. So I love to rotate those 3. And you could do this forever, right? Those are really the 3 that you need to hit. People need to trust you and see you as a role model. They need to see results and that it works for other people. And they need to feel like you're a credible source and you have educational content. So at the end of the day, if you guys can rotate those 3, you'll never lose. And that's really what marketing is just rotating those 3 basics. So definitely write those down tonight. Research, role model, and results. And you guys can even rotate those in your IG stories if you want, because it's in, obviously your grid is in rows of 3. So you guys can actually just keep rotating those even on your stories if that's easy for you to do too. So if you're a type A person who wants to start organizing your content on social, you could say to yourself, okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to post research, educational type content. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to show lifestyle-y role model content. And on Saturdays and Sundays, I'm going to show my testimonials. Just a basic way to keep it organized for you guys. Oh shoot, I'm like in the dark. I'm like, it's dark in here. Any questions on those 3? That's something that I learned a few years ago, and it's helped me so, so much. I think it was Brendan Bouchard. I'm going to find out who created those, and then I kind of tweaked them and made them applicable for coaches and network marketers. But research, role model, results, super, super powerful. And then tying your story to a solution, right? And that's why I'm trying to extract the story for you guys of what is it you've gone through or experienced in your life that now motivated you to start and to be in this company. And then what is the solution that you're selling? What is it that you're selling for people? So really diving into your brand story. Megan said, I love this. A lot of people struggle with fad diets like keto and aren't getting enough nutrition. You can relate to many with that. Once you align with their struggles, you provide the solution. Then middleman, you lean into the resources that Isagenix provides. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely, yes. That's great feedback. Yes, yes, yes. So that's a way to organize it. And then having the niche, right? And this is essentially where you are a specialist in something. Because I don't know about you guys, but especially when it comes to health and wellness, if someone is a specialist at something, I'm going to be more willing to sign up with them and work with them, and I'm probably going to pay more. So if I have a heart issue, I'm going to a heart doctor. If I have a foot issue, hopefully I'm going to a foot doctor, not the heart doctor, right? And so knowing that it's the same thing in the wellness industry, if I have a thyroid issue, I'm probably going to a thyroid expert. Or if I have a hormones issue, I'm going to look up on Instagram or on Google a woman who teaches about female hormones and balancing hormones. And a lot of times, if I do have a pain point and I search it in health and wellness, like the other month, I was looking up adrenal fatigue. I was like, wow, I'm really feeling it. I'm going to find a girl who blogs about or teaches about adrenal fatigue. Well, a lot of them were actually network marketers, and they would then mention their product in their content. And so knowing that you guys can start owning a space in the wellness space, and really that usually comes from your story of saying, wow, you know what, I have dealt with burnout or fatigue, or I lost weight, or I balanced my hormones, or whatever that may be in wellness. And then as far as the financial side, oh my gosh, that has niches too, right? Are you speaking to college students who want to get out of debt? Or are you speaking to the mom who wants to just make an extra $200 a week for her family to have some residual income? Knowing what's your niche in the financial aspect is really powerful too. Someone asked how often to share videos, maybe stepping into audio and Insta stories. Yes. Let's chat Insta stories. How many of you guys are doing Insta stories and have seen some good feedback there so far? Or are you feeling stuck with stories? I would love to know. Stories are my favorite thing in the world. I'm obsessed. I'm addicted. Warning, if you follow me, I do 800 of them a day. So just be ready. I do too many, but you know what? Life's short. Do what you want, right?
One thing I want to point out though, Angie, you're so good at like rotating between all the brands you represent. Like I think some people might think, oh, I shouldn't post this every day, but it's like you post it every day, so it's constantly in people's mind. You do such a good job, like Bees Keeper, like everything. It's so great. Yeah,
top of mind awareness is so important, and the way that I see it is the best marketers in the world are actually saying the same thing over and over. They're just finding a new, interesting way to say it. Right. And so monotony can actually make you a lot of money. It's just finding a fun way to say the same thing over and over. So I've been teaching the same thing for a few years, sales for health and wellness professionals and lifestyle coaches. I've worked with the same product lines for years and years, but I asked myself, can I do this in a fun, different way? Can I explain it a little bit differently today? So when you guys feel bored or sick of saying the same thing, you're like, oh my God, people are going to get so sick of me talking about isogenics. If you find new, fun, different ways to present it, it doesn't have to be boring. Right. And so consistency wins. It always wins. At the end of the day, if someone's being more consistent, they're top of mind, they're going to go buy the product from them. So finding new, fun, interesting ways to be consistent and knowing that you can batch create things too. You don't have to do it all in the moment. If you're a busy person, which we all are, you can create a few things in one day and then share that throughout the week. So then you created all the content at once versus you having to be on your phone all the time. So that's a really smart way to do it as well. But I would definitely, one of my biggest tips that seems so simple, but I think there is so much wealth and simplicity, is two things. One, face to camera. It's really, really powerful, especially if you guys are owning a personal brand now and selling this product. People want to get to know you and they want to see your face. They want to feel like they trust you. How many of you guys are more inclined to buy from someone if you've seen their face or heard their voice? Say yes in the chat box. This is why podcasts do so well. This is why YouTubers do so well. This is why it's easier to sell when someone feels like they know you. So again, this doesn't have to be every second of every day, but trying to not just show you taking pictures of the product, but actually saying, hey guys, this is how it's helped me, bringing in the story, being genuine, letting them hear your voice, letting them see you. Another thing that I would do is really hone in on who it is that you're speaking to. This is the greatest thing that I probably can teach you tonight is not speaking to everyone. And when you're looking at this little hole in your phone and taking the video, you're not thinking about everyone and their cousin and their grandpa and their grandpa's dog that you're trying to sell isogenics to. You're thinking of a targeted market. You're thinking of a small niche amount of people. You're thinking of a small amount of people that need the product. So for example, when I jump on IG stories or I craft a post, I'm thinking about an avatar. I have a name for her. I have a few of them. I have about 3 of them that I rotate, like Sarah, Becky, Susan, and I give her a name because she's either a past customer or she's someone that I know that I want to speak to. And when I'm crafting my post or I'm on IG stories, I'm thinking about her. So it feels like I'm speaking to a friend versus I'm speaking to everyone, and it's just a very broad message. And so that can be really powerful too. If you guys feel like your content's not converting or people aren't commenting that they agree with it or they like it or they want to hear more, that can often be an issue of speaking to many and not one. And so keeping it singular and saying, hey, how's it going? And having a vision of who that is on the other side of the phone. And you guys can mention right now in the chat box, I would love to know, who do you guys think you're speaking to? And this doesn't have to be their favorite color, what car they drive. I think those avatar exercises are a little intense. This could simply be females who are 38 to 58 and they're a mom now and they deal with these top 3 pain points. This could be males, 40 to 62 who deal with these pain points, right? Roughly knowing their age and more than anything, knowing their pain points. And so when you're recording these videos or you're creating this content, it's easier for you to create. Awesome. So Rochelle said, busy moms who struggle with life balance. Let's get even more specific than that because I think that's still super, super broad. What if we brought it in one more time? Busy moms who struggle with life balance. What else do they desire? What else do they want? Is this a mom with, how many kids? Is this, I want to get even more specific because I feel like this is still millions and millions and millions of people. I feel like every mom's busy and struggles with life balance. So I almost feel like that market is just like, it's almost every woman who's a mom, right? So we can even narrow that down even more. Who else do you guys think you're speaking to? Or who else do you want to speak to? Keep their own identity sexy while being a good mom. Yeah. What else does she want though when it comes to her health and wellness? Is this weight loss? Does she have hormone issues? What is this mom really, really struggling with? What is she struggling with? Like a good way to think about this is I want to know, all of you guys right now, you should be able to answer this. And if not, sleep on this, come back to this. What is your customer Googling solutions to? What is your customer up at night stressing about? And what are they Googling right now? If you don't know what the person that you're trying to sell to is Googling, it's hard to sell to them. We have to get into their brain, right? And know what it is that they want more than anything in the world. What are they Googling? I know exactly what my girl is up at night Googling. I know what articles she's reading. I know what podcast she listens to. I know what she's already consuming. So what is that mom, if you had to envision her, Rochelle, what is she Googling? Like how to lose weight as a mom or how to get more energy or like what is she stressed about? Awesome. I love it. Eric said paying for kids' college. So you can envision your customer, your dream customer, sitting at their laptop, Googling, how do I pay for my kids' college? So specific. I love that. What else? What else do you guys think your customer is Googling? And I call this the up at night test. This is pain points for health and wellness. Sometimes I call this the what are they complaining about in the mirror test? Like, oh, I just wish I could lose the last 10 pounds, or I just wish I could lose this mommy pouch, or I just wish I could look young again and not have these wrinkles. Like, what is she saying to herself? Because if you guys know what's keeping your customer up at night and what they're stressing about and what they want more than anything in the world, you win. Because you're entering the conversation that's already in the customer's head and your product is the solution. So you can speak to that and say, hey, are you up at night stressing about blah, blah, blah? Eric could say in the post, hey, are you feeling like you don't know how you're going to pay for your kids' college? Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. And then you infuse a little bit about your story and then the solution. Rochelle said, how to stay young and trendy. Everything anti-aging. There we go. Awesome. So then you could create content around that saying, hey, moms, are you trying to stay young? And here's some anti-aging tips, some natural anti-aging tips. That's some great educational content that you can infuse into your page if you know that the woman you're speaking to is Googling that, looking for that. Robert says, how to keep competing with the youngsters for master athletes. I love that. I love that. What else, you guys? What do you think your person is struggling with? Because a fault I see in some network marketing companies is they tell you that the product is for anyone and everyone. Like everybody needs this. Everybody needs this. And that could be true. It's great stuff. It could help everyone, but that doesn't mean as a marketer or as one of their sales reps in a sense that you should be trying to target just anyone. It's so much more powerful for you to speak to one type of person on your page and your conversions are going to be higher and you're going to monetize easier than if you were to say, hey, everyone and their sister can buy this and can use this and it's just for anyone. People want to feel like things are customized. They want to feel like it's for them. right? And so I don't think that's actually attractive always in marketing for it to be for everyone. So let's see, what other questions? Ooh, okay, yeah, hit me with the questions since we have a little bit more time. I feel building trust right away is hard for future clients. Ooh, what do you mean by that? Expand on that. And you guys can unmute too if you want, but I can read them in the chat too. Building trust. Yeah, and trust, it's interesting. People always ask me that question and will say, I feel building trust right away is hard. And I don't think trust is meant to be built right away. It is rare for someone to find you and within a few seconds from your social media to just say, okay, I'm ready, let's do this. People usually need to consume you, and whether that's audio, video, through your written word, they need to feel this sense of connection. And usually that takes, 70 to 80 touch points. And so that's normal if they're not obviously buying from you right away. So I don't think the goal is to build trust right away. I think the goal is to stay consistent. So eventually, yes, there is this strong trust, but it doesn't need to be necessarily right away. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I love this. This is a pain point that a lot of network marketers come to me with is, do I lead with the business side or do I lead with the wellness side? And my thoughts on this are, you can do both, but it is more attractive to sometimes have the hook of, I am the residual income expert, or I'm the business expert, versus I'm business and health. It's nice to have one in the beginning or to build with one, and then you can infuse the other one. And obviously, if you guys lead with business, they're going to know that you're passionate about health and wellness. That is part of what you do. But I think having that hook to your brand is really, really smart. So you have that focus. Because the demos are different, right? The demographic of someone coming to you maybe for the business aspect may be different than the wellness aspect. Because some of you guys have people who just want to be product users. They don't want anything to do with the business. And then you have people who want just the business. Well, usually they love the product first, but then you have people who are open to both. But it's sometimes it's two different people that you're talking to. So knowing what is your thing, and I think the question to ask yourself for all of you guys is, what is the thing that I want to teach on? What is the thing that I want to find solutions to? You guys are problem solvers. That's really what you are. All entrepreneurs, every single one of us on this call. I'm not a business owner. I mean, technically I am, but I consider myself a problem solver. And the more problems I solve, the more money I make. So just getting clear on what that problem is. I think that's one of the biggest pain points I see with wellness coaches is they don't actually know the problem they solve. And so they're trying to just help people get healthy, which is still a very general thing. Yeah, keep the questions coming though. That's a good question.
Angie, to respect your time, because I don't want to go too long and it's already been almost an hour. Do you want to talk Pays to Be Brave and kind of what some of the key speakers are, what it's going to be like, and how it can really help people if they're choosing and wanting to go?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sad it's only for women. So you guys.
So Natalie,
unless they want to wear a wig and just show up and wear a wig, do it, right? Do it. You live once. I think I'm going to open it up to men one day. I definitely will. That's definitely one of my visions.
Good. Yeah.
But
both Natalie and Michelle, who are also on here, their faces aren't on here. They're coming with me though. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? So excited. You're actually a month out now, which is crazy. I've been planning this for, 9 months now. This is my second year of doing it. We'll have 1,500 women there. It's insane. I think we have 10 tickets left, or it's probably sold out, but we're now reopening some spaces and some tickets. But I went to a lot of events and I realized they were either really boring and dry, teaching sales and marketing, and I wanted to stick a pencil in my eyeball and I was like, this is boring, or they were super woo-woo and I felt like they weren't actually teaching people anything, right? And so I decided, 2 years ago, I had this vision to create Pays to Be Brave, which is my large female entrepreneur event, and now is one of the largest ones. And I bring together awesome speakers, awesome people. It's like if Tony Robbins and a business conference had a baby, that's what it would be. It's dancing, partying, learning about sales, confidence, all of the things in gorgeous San Diego. It's the coolest thing in the world. It's also the most stressful thing to put on, but but it's my baby, it's my passion. So you guys can definitely come. You guys can go to just paystobiebrave.com, and then I'll give you guys, I'll put I'm typing this in the chat. I'll give you guys a code too, so you guys can use a code if you gals want to come. You can always DM me any questions. But yes, it is October 5th and 6th in San Diego. Amazing. If you are a woman right now listening to this who is ambitious, you're hungry, you know you're made for more, and maybe you don't know what that is, or maybe you know it's Isagenix, but you still want to be in that room with amazing women and just feel on fire and feel unstoppable and learn how to market yourself. I mean, there's no other, I'm not just saying it because it's mine, there's no other awesome sauce event. So I'd love for you guys to be there. It's so fun. But you only come if you want to have fun, so.
Yeah,
I want to know how to more fully relate to and mentor and teach women. They do. That's true, Robert. They do. They do, because women are consumers, right? So even if you're a guy on this call, I mean, you're selling to women usually too. So that's a good point. That's a good point. Women are, it's funny, even our CBD line, we were talking about that, you know, and this is it. Women are mostly buying it for their husbands too, who have joint pain or anxiety and inflammation and stuff. So it's funny. We're like, okay, our marketing, it needs to be more geared towards a little bit more of like a feminine voice, not necessarily completely, but it's interesting. So just keeping that in mind. But yeah, any questions you guys have on the event, super fun, would love you there. And here's my thoughts too. I think it's great to go to company events. You know, there'll be a ton of network marketers there. There'll be Beachbody girls, Isagenix girls there. It works. There'll be tons of Monet girls who are in the beauty network marketing space. I think it's really powerful to go to events outside of just the company. It's really good to see another perspective on personal development and business. So you're not just learning from one company or one thing. So I think it's really, really healthy as an entrepreneur. So yeah.
For sure. Even just bringing you on here, it's like just hearing a different voice for people and a different perspective outside network marketing helps. So
yeah, I'm so happy to hear that. I hope that is helpful. And that's why I do I train so many network marketers, because I think that they're hearing one thing and then it's interesting for them to hear like, hey, I want you to sell yourself and your story. And then the products are part of that versus like sell the product, because the person who owns network marketing company, of course, they just want to tell you to like ham the product down people's throats, just sell the product. But the reality is the smartest way to sell a product is to first sell you and the story, and then the product goes with it. And so it is nice to hear both sides of the marketing game. So
well, you guys, she's doing this just for the goodness of her heart tonight. So the way she gets out there is through Instagram and through reviews and testimonials and things like that, like she talked about. So take pictures tonight. If you haven't taken a picture and you want to go back and watch the recording and take a picture, upload it to your Insta stories, tag her, so that it can just give her the credit she deserves too.
Aw, thank you guys. This was so fun. I appreciate you guys. Any questions, hit me up on IG and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Angie. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Do you feel like that was valuable?
Thank you, Lauren. Very good.
Oh, it's insane.
Good. So I'll let you guys go since it's already 8:30. I respect. Thank you so much for like your time, everything. And I would love to hear from each of you something you learned. Tag me in those posts on Instagram too. I would love to see like what resonated most with you. And I'll talk to you guys all soon.
Thank you.